One of the most favorite things that I have been enjoying over the last month or so is the fact that Kamala Harris's ascension in American politics has broken the brains of damn near every single Republican ever. I mean, we are watching in real time as Republican after Republican after Republican, whether it's politicians, Republicans in the media, the strategists, the donors, all of them are just freaking the hell out because they don't know how to handle what's going on in American politics right now. And we got another great example of that this week from Fox News host Brian Kilmeade, who had an absolute meltdown, losing his mind over the fact that Kamala Harris is allegedly stealing from Trump's campaign. And I'm not just talking about stealing like, oh, she also supports no tax on tips. No. Apparently, Harris has stolen the theme of patriotism from Donald Trump himself. Or so says Brian Kilmeade. Here is what Kilmeade said in a segment earlier this week. Quote, I think people are really going to have a discerning look at what exactly she stands for because you can't even dispute what she stands for because you don't know what Kamala Harris you're fighting. Are you fighting the vice president? Are you fighting the senator? Or are you fighting this new person who's running on Donald Trump's issues like strong on the border, fighting crime, a strong defense, red, white, and blue? Excuse me? It's like David Plouffe came in there and said the reason why Trump is popular is because of these things, so let's give them to Harris. And I think the most egregious example was the tips, but I didn't know that was the tip of the iceberg of the theft of the Republican Party. Get it? Because they were talking about taxes on tips, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Oh, man, you must have borrowed some of Greg Gutfeld's writers for that one, huh, bud? Here's the thing. It's not about tough on border, tough on... Every politician is going to run on those things, both parties, and they always have. So let's not pretend that Republicans have always tried to have the, corner on that thing. Democrats have been saying that too, and it's dishonest, disgenuine, and of course just downright stupid for Republicans like Brian Kilmeade to suggest otherwise. And by the way, and I'm going to repeat this anytime a Republican talks about crime, you have a convicted felon as your nominee. You guys don't get to talk about crime at all. You have no credibility on the issue of crime. When you put a convicted felon on the top of your ticket, you have lost the high ground to talk about crime, morals, anything of substance in this country because you're backing an actual, real criminal. So let's start with that just to make sure everybody understands that and don't forget it. But it was the part about the red, white, and blue, right? Let me read that again, just in case you missed it. Red, white, and blue? Excuse me? Oh, so apparently Republicans have a monopoly, a political monopoly on those three colors. Red, white, and blue. Patriotism, right? The American flag. It's our national colors, red, white, and blue. And how dare Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, by the way, so put a little respect on her name there. How dare she be patriotic? Brian Kilmeade wonders. Brian Kilmeade's brain is completely broken. Kamala Harris has infected him like an RFK Jr. brain worm, and he doesn't know how to handle it. But Republicans do not now, nor have they ever, even though they have tried, have any kind of monopoly or really any claim whatsoever of being the patriotic party. They co-opted that following the attacks of 9/11 during the Bush administration. Anyone who went against the Bush administration when they launched their war based on lies in Iraq instead of going after bin Laden, you weren't patriotic. You were disrespecting our troops if you didn't support us sending them into the wrong country to go die in Bush's war for oil. I mean, I've been covering politics long enough to remember when we had to talk about those things. Republicans absolutely hijacked the theme of patriotism, turned it on its head, and created this weird authoritarian fascism form of patriotism that they still cling to today. So they get mad when any politician that's not a Republican tries to claim that they're a patriot or that they actually want good things for this country. How dare you? We own patriotism, they tell us. No, you don't, and you never actually did. You just wanted to shut people up who were questioning why the administration went into Iraq while bin Laden was still just roaming free, seemingly without a care in the world. Obama, by the way, had to come in and handle that mess for you Republicans, and you still claim that he wasn't even born in America, so how can he be a patriot? These people are beyond disgusting. But more importantly, they're also possibly mentally ill, in my opinion. I mean, these are bizarre, weird statements from this man who has a massive contract with Fox News and gets to talk to millions of people a day. These seem like symptoms that maybe Brian Kilmeade needs to get checked out. But I also have to take issue with another thing that he said. We don't know what Kamala Harris you're fighting. Are you fighting the vice president? Are you fighting the senator? What does that even mean? Who do you want to fight? You want to fight the person. You're not fighting the position. You're not fighting just somebody who happens to be vice president. You're not fighting somebody who happens to be a senator. You're fighting the person. If you don't understand that, then you're not smart enough to talk about politics. And as far as the no tax on tips things, that wasn't actually like a full-blown, full-fledged, hashed out policy that Donald Trump put forward. It's something he had suggested in one of his ramblings that, believe it or not, is not a horrible idea. And like every other idea in the world, people heard it and said, hey, that's not bad. Even Harris, who may not have ever thought of it before, heard it and was like, hey, that's pretty good. I would do that too. That's not theft. That's growing and learning. I mean, when the great physicists of our time and the time before us, when Albert Einstein was coming up with these equations and then other scientists used them, he wasn't like, oh, now you're just stealing from me. No, knowledge and ideas are meant to be used. They're meant to evolve. You want other people to pick up on your ideas and build upon them and make them better. That's how we evolve as a species. That's how we get better as a human race. And now you're mad that she also likes that one thing that Trump only had mentioned in passing and it got picked up? This is just bonkers. But the bonkersness of it, if that's a word, if not, let's create it now. The bonkersness of it is that these Republicans at Fox News, people like Brian Kilmeade, they don't know how to process what's happening right now. They, in their careers, have never seen anything like it. And I know because I've been doing it as long as they have. This is unique. This is new. For me, it's exciting. For them, it's terrifying. Because they don't want it to happen. They want their little fascist Donald Trump to get back in office. And with each passing day, it's looking more and more like that's never gonna happen. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.